Welcome to Module 2, Lesson 2. Our I can statement for this lesson is, I can subtract whole numbers greater than 1,000 using place value and a grid with regrouping. So this is very similar method to how we were showing our addition equations. We're going to continue to use place value and this grid to help keep our numbers organized. We're also going to need to use regrouping in order to solve these problems. A natural history museum has 102,248 spider and scorpion specimens and 10,425 bird specimens. How many more spider and scorpion specimens are there than bird specimens? Use the grid to help you solve the problem. Before even solving the problem, the question wants us to answer, how can you use subtraction to solve this problem? So I like to think about this using a bar model. So I have my spider and scorpion specimens, right? And I know that I have 102,248 of those. And then my bird specimens, I have less of, right? I have 10,425. So ultimately, what is the question asking us is how many more, right? It's asking us to find this. How many more scorpion and spider specimens are there than bird specimens? So in order to solve for this variable of m, right, the more, how can we do that? Well, we can use subtraction. So what question A is asking us is, how are we going to do this? We're going to subtract the number of bird specimens from the number of spider and scorpion specimens to find how many more spider and scorpion specimens there are. Then letter B asks you, which place value should you start with when subtracting? Just like when we add, we need to start with the ones place. Okay, so let's go ahead and now solve for the answer. So we need to put in our numbers from the problem. Remember, we're subtracting the bird specimens from the spider and scorpion. So spider and scorpion specimens have to be our top number. So we have 102,248. Now notice with our bird specimens, we don't have a digit in the hundred thousands place. So when writing that number, we need to start in the 10,000s place to make sure it's aligned using place value. All right, so now we need to go ahead and subtract. We know from looking ahead at question D, which place values did you regroup? So we know that we're going to need to regroup in the subtraction problem already. But let's go ahead and get started with it and find where we need to regroup. So we're starting with the ones place. We have 8 ones minus 5 ones. So 8 minus 5 is 3 ones. 4 tens minus 2 tens is 2 tens. Now we have 2 hundreds minus 4 hundreds. We can't take 4 hundreds away from 2 hundreds. We need to regroup our hundreds place. In order to do that, we need to go over to our thousands place. Now, as we regroup, I'm going to take one of these thousands. So I have 1,000 remaining. And that 1,000 will regroup with my hundreds into 12 hundreds. So now I'm looking at 12 hundreds minus 4 hundreds. And 12 hundreds minus 4 hundreds is 8 hundreds. Moving into the thousands place, I've regrouped. I only have 1,000 remaining. 1,000 minus 0 thousandths is still 1,000. Okay, so we'll take a look at our 10,000s. We now have 0 10,000s minus 1 10,000. Okay, we can't subtract that 1 10,000 away from the 0 10,000s without regrouping. So we're going to go and regroup this 100,000. So we have no 100,000s left. And we're going to regroup that into 10 10,000s. So 10 10,000s minus 1 10,000 is 9 10,000s. We have 0 100,000s now after regrouping. So now let's take a look. Which place values did we have to regroup? We needed to regroup when we subtracted the hundreds place. And the 10,000s place. Use rounding to estimate the answer. Does your estimate show your answer is reasonable? Okay, so I'm just going to go right over to the side of these scorpions and spiders. Do my about sign. 102,000 is about 100,000. And 10,425 is about 10,000. So if I were to subtract 10,000 from 100,000, I know that this would be 90,000. So does that show our answer is reasonable? It does, right? 90,000 is close to 91,000. And why is that important? So let's say we did this problem, right? 102,248 minus 10,425. And let's say we made some errors here. Okay, we subtracted here correctly, here correctly. But what if we started making errors, right? And we said 2 minus 4 is 2, right? We forgot to regroup. We just flipped those. And this was 2. And again, we're going to forget to regroup here. And we're going to say 0 minus 1 is 1, 100,000 minus 0. And let's say we made those errors and we ended up with this number here, 112,223. Our estimate would be important here to say we have made an error somewhere. That estimate is 90,000. So for our answer to be about 20,000 more, we know we have made an error there. So this is why it's very important for us to use those estimates and to use the estimates to assess if the answer is reasonable or not. Right, so let's take a look at problem number 2. Of the 41,415 plant and animal species on a conservation group's endangered species list, 16,306 are listed as near extinction. How many of the species on the list are not considered near extinction? Estimate, round to the nearest 10,000, then subtract. Okay, so we're going to the nearest 10,000s place. Go ahead and pause the video and complete your estimate. Press play when you've done that. Let's go ahead and check your work. Your estimate should be 20,000. Then we're going to use the grid to record the problem. Go ahead and pause the video and fill in the grid. All right, let's go ahead and complete the subtraction equation. We know we are going to start by subtracting the ones place. We have 5 ones minus 6 ones. Right away, we need to regroup. We're going to regroup this 110 into 10 ones. So we have 0 10s remaining, and now we have 15 ones. 15 ones minus 6 ones is equal to 9 ones. We've regrouped our 10s place, so now we're left with 0 10s. 0 10s minus 0 10s is 0 10s. 400s minus 300s is equal to 100. Now we have 1,000 minus 6,000s. We need to regroup. We're going to regroup one of these 10,000s. So we have 3 10,000s remaining. That one 10,000 is equal to 10,000s. So now we have 11,000s that we're subtracting. 11,000s minus 6,000s is equal to 5,000s. 3 10,000s minus 1 10,000 is equal to 2 10,000s. It asks us which place values needed to be regrouped. We regrouped the ones place and the thousands place. What's the number of species that are considered in danger but not yet near extinction? 25,109. And does your estimate show your answer is reasonable? Yes. And why? 25,109 is close to our estimate of 20,000. Okay, go ahead and complete the check understanding and press play to check your work. All right, go ahead and take a minute to check your work. You can press pause if you need more time to see the answers.